Salutations, Imperial citizens and battle brothers. It's Brother Tobias, and I am here to bring you the news. The game has changed. We are looking at the Warhammer 40k data slate. So, every 3 months, give or take, Games Workshop releases what is essentially the balance patch for competitive Warhammer 40k, and they change some rules, they adjust some points, and I will go over everything that impacts directly the Ultramarine faction. Some rumors have been coming around here, and we're just gonna see what and which of those rumors are actually true. If you want to stay up to date for all Ultramarine related content, you're in the right place. Let's go. So first of all, you go to the Warhammer community download page, and then you can look at the recently added. And whenever there's like a yellow thing that says new, that's the documentation you want to look at. So realistically, we don't have to look at anything except for the data slate and the Monitorum field manual, because everything else is just for other factions other than ours. So here we go, data slate and Monitorum field manual. Let's go over the data slate first. So this time, no core rules changed. So nothing in the core rules has changed. Nothing with free strats, nothing with deep strikes, nothing with reserves, none of that. All of that is the same. Of course, we do have the new mission deck, and I will be reviewing that as soon as I get the hands on the cards, and I will be talking about that relatively soon. But just for the core rules of the game, no changes at all. So some Sororitas buffs. Again, I will not talk about anything not related to Space Marines specifically. AdMech got some buffs. Inari or Eldar specifically got hammered pretty bad. Blood Angels got a small buff. What else? Astra Militarum got a little buff, but they got hit in points. Chaos Space Marines got some buffs to their never taken models, Fashtor, Demon Princess, and some stuff. Dark Angels got a buff. Demons got a buff. Dark Eldar got a buff. Grey Knights. Some rewording. I think this is the same, so nothing here. Votan can now fit more stuff into transports. Cool. Now the bomb squeak change for orcs. The bomb squeak is now on everything, not just on tank busters. Now every bomb squeak is dunked on by the orcs. What is that? Advanced shoot and charge for speed freaks. So that's cool. Okay. Space Marines. So basically just two important nerfs here. We do have the yep, they did not revert Auriel Ventress. Shame. So we have two important nerfs here. Right there, let's zoom in on this a bit, because this is the important stuff. Marnius Calgar. Master Tactician, change 2. At the start of a command phase, if this unit's Marnius Calgar model is your Warlord and on the battlefield, you gain 1 CP. Now, Roboute Guilliman always has to be your Warlord, so now if you take Roboute Guilliman and Calgar, you don't get your command point anymore. I honestly hate this change, because this is exactly how Ultramarines worked before 10th edition. So in 8th edition and 9th edition, this was basically the same thing. And I think this is stupid design, because you basically tell people you can't play these two models together. I will talk about that later on when we get to the points, but I still think you do play them together in some lists, but I think as an incentive, if you are a inexperienced player and you just read the rules, you read this rule and you're like, oh, this is bad, I shouldn't run these two together, even though they're both from the same faction. It doesn't make any sense at all. So this is a bad change in my opinion. I would rather have replaced Calgar's command point thing with anything else. Just give him a different rule or take the rule away. and make him a lot cheaper. Anything like that. I think this is a miss, and I don't think this is a good change. In terms of balance, it works, but I don't like this from a game design standpoint. Next, right here, we have Supreme Strategist. This is from Robute Gilliman. It is changed to once per battle round, one unit from your army with this ability can use a stratagem for reduced command point cost. So the free strat was changed from once per turn to once per battle round. Now this is a universal change across the game. Because the Hive Tyrant and Ursula Creed, I believe, also got hit by this. I think Creed got hit by this in the release of the Codex or sometime, but yeah, now it is consistent. All free strats are now per battle round and not per turn. I think this is completely fine. I think getting 2 free strats is a bit oppressive. And this really hurts Tyranids, and I don't think Tyranids need to get hurt this badly, but I think this is fine. I think making this consistent across the game is actually good game design. So this is a change that directly nerfs Ultramarines, and I am not upset about it because I think in terms of what this does for the game, this is a good thing. So, and this is basically everything on the data slate for Space Marines. The Psychophage got completely reworked for Tyranids. Tau got a massive buff and all of this kind of stuff, but nothing else. World Leaders, nothing. Thousand Suns, nothing. Death Guard, nothing. And that's basically what the problem is gonna be, but yeah. So this is the data slate. No Kuru core rules changes now. If Calgar is your Warlord, you get your command points. So if you play Calgar but not Gilliman, which you can very well do now, because Gilliman also got worse, means you don't get the CP, and if you take Gilliman, you don't get 2 command points per turn. Instead, you get 1. Now, let's go to the Munitorum field manual. And this is actually why I'm not upset at all, because I think we actually made out like bandits, in my opinion. So let's take a look at this. So Sisters got buffed across the bench. Custodes got a small buff. Mechanicus got buffs, especially because now Castellan robots just get the army rule. Codex Eldar. Eldar got walked across the desert here. Shining Spears went down, but Shining Spears are terrible in my opinion. And everything the Inari were using went up. All of it went up. Astra Militarum went up on the vehicles and down on some of the stuff you never took. Black Templars, big point drops. Grimelders, Helbrecht, Crusaders, and Sword Brethren. Sword Brethren going down is actually a big deal, in my opinion. This is a big deal. So maybe Black Templars are coming back. Blood Angels, massive point drops across the board. One of my friends, his Blood Angels list went down 80 points, which is kind of nuts. Also, a free Sanguinary Guard for 110. This is embarrassing for Flawless Blades, which are just shittier versions of Sanguinary Guard, but it is what it is. Demons, Nurglings went up, and some of the enhancements went up. Where do you... Here we see. The Shadow Legion enhancements got more expensive. Chaos Knights, 0 changes. No surprise, the Codex is almost out. It's coming soon. Chaos Space Marines, the Lord with Jump Pack. So some drops on everything people weren't using, which is pretty good. Dark Angels, 0 changes at all. But keep in mind, the Lion got buffed in the data slate. Death Guard, Nurglings went up, which doesn't matter because you can't play with Nurglings outside of the detachment nobody wants to use. This is going to be a problem because Death Guard is really, really good right now, and they're just a bit too cheap. Deathwatch, no changes. Dark Eldar, buffs across the board. Good for them. Emperor's Children. Emperor's Children got slapped. Fulgrim got cheaper, which doesn't matter at all. You wouldn't play Fulgrim if he was 300 points. He just sucks. Noise Marines went up by 10. That's a big deal because you are running 3 units of those in every list. The Demon Prince went up by 20, which is fair because that model is completely stupid. and the revive enhancement also went up. So, and Lucius went up. So my coterie list with 2 princes went up 50, 60, 90 points. So basically, I'm cutting 1 prince, and I will shuffle around some other units in some places, and hope that's good enough. So yeah, let's see what else we can do. GSC, Adel and Jackals went down, so good news for the for everyone liking the Outrider Claw. Grey Knights went down on some Terminator units. Good stuff. Imperial Agents, 0 changes. Imperial Knights, 0 changes. Again, the Codex is coming soon. Votan, 0 changes. Still the best army in the game. Necrons. Some buffs and some nerfs. Wraiths went down. I don't know why Wraiths went down. They are in every single list. The Doomstalker went down. Death Marks went down, no one cares. Some of the characters went down. Good for Ceres. Maybe the Silver Tide list is gonna be better. But some of the models everyone was taking, like like the Solo Destroyer and the Scorpec Lord Solo, went up, which is fair enough. Orcs got completely hammered, and I don't understand why, because orcs have not been doing anything since Mordaka got nerfed. But yeah, we have the Big Mac with Shock Attack Gun went up, Looters went up, Tank Busters went up, Trucks went up, Sodgrod Wurtsnager went up, 10-man Flash Kits went up, and in exchange, all of these Speed Freaks went down. Also, 20 Boys went up by 10. Because actually in teams, Green Tide has been performing pretty well recently, so maybe this is like a small adjustment here. Here we go. Space Marines. Just scrolling through. No red. No points went up. And now we take a look at why. So, Marnius Calgar got nerfed. But he's now cheaper by 10 points. Robute Gilliman got nerfed. Now he's cheaper by 25. And also, the Captain with Jump Pack, down by 10 points. This is actually really good. Because previously, the Captain with Jump Pack was always an attractive option to carry some of the like Lone Orb enhancements or the Artificer armor just as a solo model. But the Gravis Captain, because he was cheaper and more durable, usually outperformed him for the speed. Now I think a Captain with Jump Pack and a Storm Shield with the Feel No Pain enhancement, you can just play that guy as like a skirmisher with 3 grenades. I think that's completely fine. Hellblasters went down by 5 points. Maybe they're doing something now. Heavy Intercessors went down. Now, if you know me, if you know Brother Tobias on the Brother Tobias YouTube channel, you know I have a thing with these guys. They have never let me down if I use them in a tournament. So maybe there's some spicy Heavy Intercessor stuff coming soon. And Aggressors went down. Finally, 20 points on each size. So the 6-man basically didn't get that much cheaper. So because if you take 6, you're still paying 110 for free, but it's still cheaper than before, where it was 240. So small units of Aggressors for 100 points. That's honestly not bad. That's honestly not bad. You get 3 models with decent combat and a flamethrower with +1 shot. So you have 3d6 plus 3 shots that can overwatch. And all of that kind of stuff. So, Aggressors. Hey, maybe it's time to dust off the Aggressors. It is a bit dangerous to bring a bunch of free wound models in the current day of free wound models getting blasted off by Death Guard and World Eaters, but hey, you never know. Vanguard Veterans went down by a significant amount. Honestly, 15 points for 5. If you are a fan of the 10-man unit with like the hand flamers and stuff, this is actually pretty good. In terms of like impact on the board, I still think they're just worse than JPI in terms of what they actually do. But for 5 points more, you get 5 Inferno Pistols or 5 Storm Shields. That's honestly a pretty big deal. So, yeah, Space Marines, this is why I think, even though the command points got nerfed, I think this is actually a buff for Space Marines. Like, as a whole, because I'm looking at Anvil Siege Force whenever heavy intercessors go down. Maybe Hellblasters, just in like small skirmish units, are now takeable. You have the captain who might slot into a Vanguard. Fingers crossed, maybe. And then you have Calgar Gilliman. If you took both of them in a list, your list is worse in terms of rules because you lost effectively 10 command points across the whole game if you went first and Calgar survives till the end, but basically you lost 10 command points at max. But you got 35 points back. To put this into perspective, the Conan Jennings Gladius list, which is 2,000 points on the dot, is now down 35 points. That means you can take the Invader ATV in that list and you can just turn it into a unit of something. You can pull 95. You can put in 5 Vanguard veterans. You can put in 5 JPI. You can almost put in 3 aggressors or something. Also, one thing you can do with the 3 aggressors, you can just put Calgar with aggressors instead of company heroes. You save 5 points. You are more vulnerable to damage 3, but your unit is a lot cheaper. Excuse me, it's 5 points cheaper, and all of the models in the unit actually do combat instead of only like the champion. So it is legitimately an idea to put 3 Flamestorm aggressors with Calgar instead of the company heroes. Maybe it's just not worth it because 4 wounds is such a good number right now, but I will definitely give it a shot. So this is what that's what it's at. Blade Guard didn't get more expensive, so nothing went up in points. The Gravis Captain with the enhancement is still completely bananas. None of the vehicles went up. Ballista's still the same. So this is a win, in my opinion. It's a loss on the rules, and I still have to see. Do you still run Gillim and Calgar together? Because now, without the command points gained, you basically just have to play Calgar as an aggressive melee unit. Just trade him away early game, doesn't matter. You don't have to keep him around for the entire game anymore. But if you play like Vanguard, I'm definitely cutting Gilliman from the Vanguard now. Because not only are aggressors cheaper, again, because now you probably take aggressors over eradicators in Vanguard. You also get the option of like heavy intercessors to do the up down with. You get the option to run the captain with jump pack on stuff, and because the new layouts, this was brought up in the Discord by, was it Magus? Sorry if I forgot which one of you said it. Was it Nick? Someone mentioned it. The new layouts are a lot more open on the sides than the current ones. So the new layouts being more open is good for the Centurions because they now have an easier time finding angles. So maybe I just take the 10 points I get from my Calgar unit and I run a different Calgar unit, and something's gonna happen. So yeah, I will definitely go over what changed for everyone else. But yeah, in overall, even though we lose on the rules, we do definitely win on the points. I think the points are a massive win. So here we go. Space Wolves, no changes because the book just came out. Oh wait, that's Index Space Wolves. Excuse me. So ignore this because here's the codex. So what happens? Bjorn went down. Grey Hunters went down. Grey Hunters are essentially just better intercessor squads. They have 1 more attack in melee, but 1 shot fewer in shooting. But they're OC3 and they move 7 inches, so I do think they are better than intercessors. Thundercalf went back up to 220 for 6. That's good. Wolfen with shields went back up to 200. Wolfen went up. So the Stormlands wolf spam is not gonna be good. Wolfguard Terminators are bad, so they went down. The enhancements, no one cares. Wolfguard Head Takers are more expensive Blade Guard, but they are also just better than Blade Guard, so I think that's okay. The wolves are 25 points, right? Yes, 25 points for free wolves. Honestly, I think that's pretty good. Oh, wait, so you can't? Wait. You can take 3 head takers. You can take 3 head takers with 3 wolves. You can take 6 head takers, and you can take 6 head takers and 6 wolves, but you can't take 6 head takers and 3 wolves. I didn't under that. That's not what that sounded like on the datasheet at all. But I think realistically, people are just not gonna take the wolves, and they will just buy Fenrisian wolves. Where are they? Uh, and over here, they will just buy them like that. I think, if at all, if they even care. So yeah, Space Wolves. Tau got some stuff. Some stuff got more expensive because they got buffed in a lot of rules. Crude got more expensive. Why did the 20-man crude unit go up by 10? What the hell is this? Why? Stealth suits went up by 20. Thousand Suns, no changes because it's a new book. Tyranids, the Psychophage went up because its rules changed, I guess. The Hive Tyrant went down by 30 points because it got a lot worse. Hive God went down, so some good stuff for Tyranids. They also got a new detachment. I haven't looked at it yet. Let's hope it's good. World Eaters, no changes because new book. Let me tell you, this faction is really strong. It's better than Inari in my opinion, but yeah, that will be it. So this is my review for the data slate and the Munitorum field manual. Again, Calgar Gilliman as a combo is worse. So if you want to drop one of them, do it. I will not stop you at all. I think it's probably a good idea depending on your detachment. And but I will still try it just to see how much of an impact does it actually make to lose the command points and instead gaining basically an extra unit, because the ATV, as funny as it is, wasn't really a unit. So if you can now fit 20 infiltrator, excuse me, 10 units of 2 units of 5 infiltrators, so 10 of them. If you can fit more infiltrators into the Gladius list from Conan, I think this list is now just really good against Death Guard because they can't throw in the Death Shot Terminators and you just shoot them to pieces. I think this is a legitimate strategy. Maybe Hellblasters with Up Down and Vanguard can finally do something. Copium, and yeah, we will see. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. On the weekend, I will most likely make my review for the new mission cards, and I have some other stuff planned for the channel. So if you wanna hit me up, just stay right where you are on my channel. And with that said, courage and honor. We march for McCraig.